all of us know we are going through very difficult condition. But I have told you more time, face any problem and stay positive in all time. And please do such work which you like and be adventurous. And always live in present situation. Don't be fear for tomorrow. Whatever you going through today, I will tell you, celebrate it. Because every problem create 90% problem from mind. Every time think God is within me. Just believe God will definitely help us. Then we can make our mind positive. There are certain things in life which we cannot change, cannot take control over the thing which happen around us. But what I can do? I can make positive what happening around us. Just believe in God. In my earlier 2 video, I had discussed about series and more concept about convergence and divergence of the series with some guide. And I have introduced more example to understand clearly which of the series is convergent and divergent and which test will applicable. So at first I recommended you please see my previous video. Then today's video would be so easy. And today I will at first discuss some more example to do this concept bit better. Now let's come back in our subject. See an example which had come in IIT JAM. This concept is very useful. Here the question given, which of the following condition? Here notice the condition does not ensure the convergence of real series. Option first says absolute value of an minus an plus 1 converges to 0 as n tends to infinity. At first, I have considered an equal to an arbitrary sequence log n. To contradict this fact, and here we have to show the limit an minus an plus 1 tends to 0. Now see this, limit n tends to infinity, an minus an plus 1 which is equal to limit n tends to infinity, absolute value of log n minus log n plus 1, and by the properties of log we can write it easily, limit n tends to infinity log n over n plus 1. Now for calculation, here I have added plus 1 and minus 1 for calculation. Now this would be limit n tends to infinity log of 1 minus 1 upon n plus 1. Okay, apply limit, then this would be limit log 1. Okay, and we all of us know the value of log 1 is 0. So I have shown this condition has satisfied, but we all of us know the log n, this sequence does not converges because limit n tends to infinity log n equal to infinity. So first option is a right option. That means this condition does not always imply the sequence an is convergent. Are you getting? This is very clear, very important. And since this is the question of IIT JAM, so here only one option is true. That means these options are wrong option, 2, 3 and 4. That means this option will be obviously always true, because in the question indicate which option does not true. But I have told you many times that this channel is not for only competitive exam. This channel is beauty of mathematics. When you will do every proof on self, then you will appreciate in mathematics. Okay, so let's see the proof of second option. Here given this series is convergent. That means since this series is convergent, that means the sequence of partial sum always will be convergent. We all of us know the definition of the series. Now we need to show the sequence an to be convergent, right? And we will use here the basic definition of convergent of sequence. I will show here just an is a Cauchy sequence, because we all of us know when a sequence is Cauchy, that sequence is convergent sequence. Why I have used Cauchy sequence? Because we all of us know definition of Cauchy sequence. Given epsilon greater than 0, for all nm greater than equal to capital N, absolute value of an minus am strictly less than epsilon. This is the definition of Cauchy sequence, and this is look like this partial sum. So to prove the convergency, I will use the method of Cauchy sequence. Are you getting? Well, we have to prove this. Now, absolute value of an minus am. Now, what I will do? I will do add and subtract an minus 1 plus an minus 1 minus am. And by the addition property of absolute value, this is less than equal to an minus 1 plus absolute value of an minus 1 minus am. Okay, and if you apply similar method, then what will you do? an minus 1 here, an minus 1 minus an minus 2 plus an minus 2 minus am. Similarly, it can write as an minus 1 minus an minus 2 plus an minus 2 minus am, and this will be continue so on. Similarly, I will get at last an minus 1 plus an minus 1 minus an minus 2 up to am minus 1 minus am. Okay, and we all of us know the series always be convergent, so the sequence of partial sum will be converges to 0. And notice the sequence of partial sum. Here S1 equal to this S2, S3 and Sn, and notice I have added in S1 only one term, and in S2 only 2 terms, and in S3 I have added 3 terms. Similarly, and in Sn I have added n terms. And what will be happen when n goes to infinity? You will be added infinitely terms. Okay, and since the series an minus an plus 1 is given convergent, that means sequence of partial sum always will be convergent. And consider the sequence of partial sum converts to the limit s. And since this is convergent, that means terms of the tail when going to 0, since the series is convergent, that means the sequence S1, S2, S3 up to Sn will divergent sequence. Okay, that means there exists a capital N, and after this N, this tail going to 0. Notice this is the tail of the sequence. of partial sum. Since the tail tends to 0, that means we can tell for this n, after capital N, we can tell nm greater than equal to capital N. This term always would be less than epsilon, or epsilon be any arbitrary number. That means our proof has done. The original sequence an is a Cauchy sequence, because here absolute value of an minus m less than epsilon for all nm greater than equal to capital N, and here the epsilon is arbitrary number. That means the series which is look like this type, then the sequence an always will be convergent. Third option given, the series n a to the power n is convergent. It is always obviously true, because since the series is convergent, that means the series generated by sequence n a to the power n always will be tends to 0, because we all of us know this is the necessary condition, and that imply from this line an tends to 0. Since an tends to 0, that means the sequence an is convergent. Fourth option says the sequence a2n plus 1 and a3n are convergent. Is it true? We all of us know, if the even term of the sequence and odd term of the sequence converge to same limit L, then that imply the sequence an always will be convergent. Okay? And here given the sequence a2n plus 1 and a3n are convergent. Obviously this does not mean that the sequence, original sequence, will be converged to same limit. Consider a2n converts to L and a2n plus 1 converts to L prime to different limit. But we all of us know a3n equal to a3, a6, a9, a12, a15, so on. If even term and odd term converts to different limit, then a3n will be divergent. Notice, if this tends to, if a2n converts to L and a2n plus 1 converts to L prime, then a3 equal to would be L, a6 would L prime, a6 would be L. This cannot possible, because if a2n and a2n plus 1 converts to different limit, then a3n obviously will be divergent. That means our fourth option is also right option. If a2n plus 1 and a3n are together convergent, then our original sequence an obviously will be convergent. Let's say one example which had come in session net. The question is, let n be a sequence of positive real numbers such that the series an is divergent. Then which of the following series are convergent? Notice the option 1. Here indicate the series an is divergent. If I consider n equal to 1 over n, then we all of us know an equal to this series always harmonic series, and this is always divergent. Now see the first option. Put the value here 1 upon n over 1 plus n times 1 upon n, and this is equal to 1 upon n over 2, and this is equal to the series 1 upon 2n. And notice we all of us know this series is a divergent series. Okay, so the option 1 is a wrong option, because if you consider this series, then this option is a wrong option, because in question has indicate which of the series are convergent, and this is just shortcut trick. And actual process is this is, if you do comparison test, then you can understand this method easily. And I will use this comparison method here. If you understand option 2, then you will can understand option 1 also. Let's see the second option. This is the series. Since given a n be a sequence of positive real number, so write easily this is less than equal to a n over n square n, and this is true only for sequence of positive real number. Okay, and this is less than equal to 1 over n square. So notice the relation. Now apply summation both sides. Here from n equal to 1 to infinity, here for n equal to 1 to infinity. And notice, since the series, given series, here convergent, so we can tell by comparison test, this series is a convergent series. Are you getting these rules? So option 2 is a right option. And third, notice this. Similarly, for shortcut, you can use a n equal to 1 over n. Then what would be? A n upon 1 upon n. This is equal to 1 over n plus 1 over n. This is similar as 1 upon n plus 1. And which is similar to 1 upon n. Okay? And since the series 1 upon n is a harmonic series, so we can tell this series will be divergent series. So only second option is a right option. Now let's see one more question. For which of the following series convergent or divergent? See the option. Here I will use one formula. If we know the statement of this formula, then it will be so easy to find the equation, because this equation is very important for any competitive exam. There exists a test, Bernstein's test, which states if alpha beta be to any real number, then the series n equal to 2 to infinity 1 over n to the power alpha log n to the power beta is called Bernstein's series. If alpha greater than 1, then the series is convergent, and then this is convergent for all beta. And if alpha less than 1, then the series is divergent for all beta. And if alpha equal to 1 and beta greater than 1, then the series is convergent. And option 4, if alpha equal to 1 and beta less than equal to 1, then the series is divergent. Now notice the option. For first option, here alpha equal to 1 and beta equal to 1. So by Bernstein's test, we can tell easily this series is divergent series. Are you getting why the statement is very important? Here in option 2, we can write this series as n square log minus 2 to the power n. And here notice alpha equal to 2, and by the statement of this theorem, if alpha greater than 1, then for all beta the series will be convergent. So this series equal to convergent because alpha here greater than 1. And option 3, notice here alpha equal to 1 and beta equal to 2. And third option says if alpha equal to 1 and beta greater than 1, then the series is convergent. So we can tell, since beta equal to 2 or which is greater than 1, this series, option third, is convergent. Okay? Are you getting? Well, so if you can remember this test, then it will be so easy to find any comparison, any test which is look like this. Because this is very important for any competitive exam. Now notice the option 4. Here I will use the limit comparison test. Here an equal to square root of n plus 1 minus square root of n over n. Now square root of n plus 1 divided by square root of n plus 1 divided by n. We all of us know this is equal to n plus 1 minus n, and this is equal to n square root of n plus 1 plus n. And that means by simplifying this would be n square root of n plus 1 plus square root of n. Okay? For simplifying, now remove square root of n times square root of n, square root of n plus 1 plus 1. And if I want to remove this square root of n from bracket, then it would be n to the power 3 over 2, 1 plus 1 over n to the power square root of n. Are you getting? Now I will consider bn equal to 1 to the power 1 over n to the power 3 over 2. Now apply the limit comparison test. Limit n tends to infinity an over bn, and this is equal to, now after removing this would be the value of an over bn would be 1. Since limit n tends to infinity an over bn equal to finite, so we can apply limit comparison test. And notice the series bn is a convergent series by p-test. So we can tell the original series an is a convergent series. Are you getting? Now I will see one interesting question which had come in NBSM. Let's see the question. Let an be a sequence of non-negative real number. Which of the following statements are true? If the series n equal to 1 to infinity an less than infinity, then is it imply an to the power 5 less than infinity? Here notice. Here given the series n equal to 1 to infinity an less than infinity, and we have to prove an to the power 5 less than infinity. Since the series an less than infinity, so we all of us know the limit n tends to infinity n always will be 0. If n greater than 1 for infinitely many n belongs to natural number, then obviously we get a subsequence of an where n belongs to natural number which does not converges to 0. Then the sequence an cannot converge to 0. That means an greater than equal to 1 only possible for finitely many times. So all an for infinitely many times after some stage always would be non-zero and less than 1, because given the sequence are non-negative real numbers, so it is obviously greater than equal to 0 and less than 1 after some stage of n naught. There exists infinitely many n which would be less than 1. Then we all of us know by the definition of sequence this can converge to 0. Are you getting? Then a n to the power 5 always will be less than a n. Now apply the comparison test. Apply series both sides. Since given this series is convergent, so by comparison test we can tell this series always will be convergent. Are you getting this method? So option 1 always will be right option. Okay. Now the second option says if the series a n to the power 5 converges, then is it imply the series a n convergent? Let's see. At first think, here just opposite part of option 5. Sorry, option 1. Let's see. Given a n to the power 5 less than infinity, and we have to prove a n less than infinity. I will prove it by an example. Consider n equal to 1 over n to the power 2 over 5. Now notice n to the power 5. This is equal to the series 1 over n square, and we all of us know this is P series and this is always convergent. Now notice here a n to the power 5 is a convergent series, but this series means a n, we all of us know, since here p less than 1, that means this series always divergent. Therefore I have got one example such that a n to the power 5 convergent the series, but the series a n cannot be convergent. So option 2 is a wrong option. Okay. And option 3 says if the series a n to the power 3 over 2 is convergent, then we have to prove the series a n over n is convergent, and I will prove third option by the first option. Okay. Now let's see the proof. Here given the series a n to the power 3 over 2 convergent, and we have to prove a n over n convergent. Notice, since a n to the power 3 over 2 is convergent, then we can say easily a n square always will be convergent by the first property, because by first property a n square less than a n to the power 3 over 2 for all n greater than equal to n naught. So by comparison test this series is convergent. Are you getting why the first option is important? Since we have to prove the series a n over n be convergent, we all of us know geometric mean and arithmetic mean. We all of us know geometric mean always less than equal to arithmetic mean. Now apply geometric mean to number n square and 1 over n square, and arithmetic mean of two number n square and 1 over n square. Then by this property we can tell square root of n square times 1 over n square always will be less than equal to 1 over 2 a n square plus 1 over n square, and this is from this line imply a n over n less than equal to 1 over 2 n square plus 1 over n square. Are you getting why I have used gm and n, and why I have chosen these two number n square and 1 over n square? This is just trick. And since this and this always convergent, so by comparison test we can tell the series a n over n always will be convergent. Okay, that means our proof has done. This series is a convergent series. Well, That means option third also right. One another question which had come session net 2020. This question is very interesting. Given a and b a sequence of real number. Here given a and b any arbitrary sequence. Then which of the following statement is true? Option first, the series n greater than equal to 1 minus 1 to the power n, a n over 1 plus absolute value of a n is convergent. Here a given a n is arbitrary sequence, and we all of us know if the series is convergent, then the sequence which generates the series always will be converged to 0. Arbitrary sequence. Now consider a n equal to n. Then what would be this limit? We all of us know limit n tends to infinity, n over 1 plus n equal to always 1. So this series cannot be converged. If converged, it obviously tends to 0. Okay? So option first is a wrong option. And option 2 says there is a subsequence a_n_k such that the series a_n_k over 1 plus a_n_k is convergent. If we consider similar a_n, since the limit a_n tends to infinity, so any subsequence of this sequence obviously would be tends to infinity. We all of us know. So if any subsequence tends to infinity, then the term of the sequence which generates the series does not converge to 0. It converges to always 1. So we cannot tell this series also be converges. Okay. And option 3 says there is a number b such that the series absolute value of b minus a n over 1 plus absolute value of a n times minus 1 to the power n is converges. Let notice, is the terms a n over 1 plus modulus of a n is bounded? We all of us know these terms always less than 1. So this is always bounded. And by Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem, we all of us know every bounded sequence has a convergent subsequence. We all of us know. Convergent subsequence. And this is the trick of this question. Consider this sequence has a convergent subsequence and this subsequence converts to B. Okay? Here third option says there is a number B, but here indicate an over 1 plus an. We cannot tell about sequence, but we can tell about subsequence because the main sequence is bounded. So since I have considered the subsequence ANK converts to B, so this series obviously, since here B minus ANK over 1 plus ANK, so this series obviously tends to 0. Are you getting? We have considered here B because there is a number, any number B. And when B equal to the limit of the convergent subsequence, then the series will be convergent. Are you getting this question? Now I will do one example. And if you know this method of this example, then you can solve easily any example. Let n be a sequence of positive real number such that the series an is convergent. Then which of the following series is convergent? Notice, I have discussed in my earlier exam this is. but there given the series AN is divergent, but here given the series AN is convergent. Now I will do, since the series AN is convergent given, so I have considered AN equal to order of 1 over n to the power alpha, where alpha greater than 1. Because we all of us know P series always convergent. So I have considered AN equal to this. Now here given AN over 1 plus AN. Therefore put the value, and after calculation this is equal to this. And since alpha greater than 1, so by P test we can tell this series 1 plus AN always convergent. Okay? Well, now let's see the second option. Here AN to the power 1 over 4 over n to the power 4 over 5. Since I have considered AN equal to order of 1 over n to the power alpha, where alpha greater than 1. So here put the value 1 over n to the power 4 over 5 times order of 1 over n to the power alpha over 4. Okay. Then after calculating, this would be order of 1 over n to the power 4 over 5 plus alpha over 4. Okay. And this is always, and here the 4 over 5 plus alpha over 4 always greater than 1. Since alpha greater than 1, we can tell also these two option right option. And notice the third option, n a to the an sine 1 over n. And this is very interesting. Always remember sine 1 over n is equivalent to 1 over n. Okay. Then here given n a to the power n an sine 1 over n. That means this is equal to n an and sine 1 over n. Since similar to 1 over n, then this would be order of 1 over n. Actually this is because we all of us know sin x always equivalent to x. Okay. Calculating this will be an times order of 1. And since the series an is convergent series, so we can tell easily the given series is a convergent. Are you getting? If you know this method, then you can easily find any type of question.